So gents, no pressure.
No pressure for us. We've been friends since we were fat guys on the message boards.
Last but hopefully not least. Before we dive into some of the lessons learned by Bob and Tommy, I want to just take a quick second. We haven't publicly thanked some of the trainers that volunteered their time to do the recordings. So if you volunteered your time to do the recordings, the weekly calls that we had available for Success Club Team Challenge, if we can have them stand real quick and just recognize them and give them a round of applause and tell them thanks for their leadership. Two kind of quick stories. What we want to focus on today with Bob and Tommy is duplication and basically organizing an effective team challenge. Those are two highlights that we want to kind of pull out as we talk today. Two stories that come to mind, kind of like what Alethea talked about. We had thought 500 teams would be great. You guys had passion, energy, excitement around Success Club Team Challenge. And like what was mentioned before, we had over 1,200 teams that ended up registering. Had a lot of success. That success couldn't happen without you guys taking the time to understand goals, understand whys, and then helping each other and supporting each other along the way to achieve their goals. I was reminded, Tracy Morrow, one of the very first coaches that I met when I joined the company back in January. She's an absolute gem in this business, has been awesome for me, kind of keeping me focused and directed in the right areas, but she's on her vacation in Hawaii. Everybody's out enjoying the sun at the beach, and like typical Tracy, she's 110% focused on her team, their success, and she's going through organizing all these teams and getting everything set up last minute. Little Mindy Wender about gave Hillary and I a heart attack throughout this process. We had just left Summit. She had met with the doctor. She was given doctor's orders to be on bed rest, and she kind of ignored those orders. And long story short, was working 1,000,000 miles an hour, getting her team set up. She was passionate about this challenge, and Hillary and I were stressing out for her, trying to get her to turn the laptop off and the cell phone off and focus on the baby. But a lot of individuals that were able to change their life had a lot of success. Bob and Tommy, like we talked about, I think where you guys shined the most was really being able to set up and effectively execute Success Club Team Challenge, and then what you've done to duplicate that since the challenge has been over. Bob, let's start with you. Let's talk a little bit about what you did kind of in the pre-planning phase prior to the challenge actually starting in July.
Absolutely. Well, I was a huge fan of this concept as soon as it was announced, and I just got right to work creating a frenzy of participation within our team, because this 5-person success group was exactly the vehicle that I had used over the previous year to build my team from a teeny little team of 50 people to over 1,000. I came home from Summit 2010. I pulled together who I thought were the 5 future stars on our team, and we created one of these little 5-people success groups. We worked together, and we held each other accountable. We supported each other. We cheered each other on. We kept this little group together all through the year, from Summit 2010 up to Summit 2011. And together, we added over 1,000 people to our collective downline. Everyone in that original 5-person group is now Star Diamond. A couple of them are multiple Star Diamonds, and we continue to work together to grow our team. I just jumped out of the box and started sharing that success story with my team. And of course, as you can imagine, everybody was raising their hands. Oh, how do I get on one of those? How do I be part of that? What can I do? And we just started to drum up this real frenzy about participating in this challenge. So when I left for Summit 2011, I had already had a list of names of people who were excited to be part of this. When it was announced on stage at the summit, it's funny, sitting there with Tommy, because Tommy and I met each other out in the hall, and we were ribbing each other. I'm going to have 20 teams. I'm going to have 25. I'm going to have 30. As soon as we got out into the hall, I had 5 teams ready to sign up in the first 5 minutes. And then what happened is that just started kicking the dominoes on our team. People saw people signing up, they wanted to be part of it, and this participation role just started going. It even surprised me, you know, Tommy and I were kidding each other, but I got home going, oh my God, now I gotta get 30 teams. But at the end of that first week, we had 30-some teams who had come out and signed up for the challenge. And you know, the beautiful part is, you know, sort of segueing this into the Beachbody Challenge moving forward, I saw coaches coming out of the woodwork who I hadn't heard from in months, who suddenly were popping up saying, hey, I want to be part of this thing, I want to participate. So it was just an amazing tool to sort of wake the whole team up.
Tommy, what would you suggest coaches that are in the room that maybe don't feel like they have the team or have the support to successfully do this?
Well, I mean, none of us had a team starting out. I mean, how many people here have ever started this and had never built a network marketing business before? I'm a high school football coach. I had never built a freaking network marketing business ever in my life, okay? And it really made me think, okay, what is the process that we all went through to learn from 0 to where we're currently at? There was a process to that, and that process, the valuable time that we can give people is one-on-one and in small groups, right? How many times have we sat around a table? Just yesterday, I'm sitting at a table with Brad Eichmann and Jimmy Nelson, and we had a small little group interaction, right? Lights are going off, and we're learning some things. And we were sitting at Summit, and I heard Christine Dwyer this year, and she was up on the stage. She doesn't even know this, but so I'm sitting there in the first row, and I'm thinking, man, this is great, 10-star diamond, I got it going on. And Christine says, put him in a 60-day group. And I went, oh crap, I don't have a 60-day group. And then that's what hit me. Well, what is Team Challenge? Oh, it's a 60-day group, right? I better get one of those. So, listen, you don't have to go out and get 30 of them. You start like Bob started, with 5. Just go find one group of 5 that are willing to work together to learn. All right? What is Team Challenge? It is a group of 5 people where one person is a leader of a diamond or higher status. Right? And that one person, if you're a diamond or star diamond, which if you're in this room, you're at least 1-star diamond, so it makes sense that with 1-star diamond and then a bunch of new coaches or a bunch of emerald coaches that you know a little bit more than those other 4 people. Right? So you can at least get them to the point where you're at. So you start there with 5 people, one group of 5. You help them get to where you're at. And maybe you join, maybe you form a little bit other group with, whether it's cross lines, it doesn't matter. You get your, I mean, I've talked to Mike Ryan, Hillary Kelly, we talk all the time. But when you think of listen, it's the same, I coach high school football, it's the same thing. Small group engagement with one person leading and teaching and mentoring. Right? What's a football team do, right? A football team is a larger group, right? I mean, even if you don't play football, you know what a football team is. I'm making sure, I don't want to assume anything. Okay, well, what do I do? What do I do? Okay, my role as a football coach is to take my small group of linemen over here and teach them what the linemen do. Right? And that's it. And I teach them how to do that. And you break off into small groups, and they engage, and they learn. And then you come together as a big group, dude, and it's powerful, man. You can hand the ball off, and it's 8 yards, 8 yards, 8 yards, and nobody can stop you. So Success Club Team Challenge for me, that's exactly, and it was, I'm going to be honest with you, it was frustrating for me. It was like herding a bunch of cats. You know, it was like, I even posted that on the board one day. And I don't know that we really knew what to expect. It wasn't until in the middle of it when the vision caught for me of the power of small group accountability and training, what I call a GAT, group accountability and training. So if you're a new coach, I mean, start where you're at. Find one group. Find the power that Bob found with his group. Because it was that power and it was the success of that story that propelled the other people in his group to do the same thing. Does everybody understand that? It's a simple concept, man.
Well, let's talk about what you did in terms of focus, keeping people focused on the basics, doing the right activities consistently, working smart in the right areas. Share some of the success stories that you had in that area.
Sure. What we did on our team is really exactly what Craig Holliday just talked about a few minutes ago. You know, we left Summit and we made the Success Club Team Challenge the #1 topic on our team for that whole 60 days. We completely aligned every team activity with the team challenge. Now, we've been running 90 Days to Diamond courses for the last 18 months or so, every 90 days. And we've had great success with them, so we were sort of attached to that. But right about July 1st was right about our time to start a new group. And the leadership in our group, we got together and we said, you know what, we're going to get behind this team challenge. We're going to push the team challenge. So instead of starting a new 90 Days to Diamond group, we took all of our team training calls. We have a Monday night team training call, and we said for the next 60 days, all we're going to do is mirror what corporate's doing. So whatever the topic was that week that corporate did on the Team Success Club call, we did a little bit of a nuance on that topic. We took the same topic, we talked about it in our team challenge. And the way we put it out to our group is we said, look, we're going to have our Monday night call, that's going to be like a lecture. And then you're each going to have your own individual calls, that's going to be like your work group call. And we just lined up everything to be completely in alignment with the Success Club Team Challenge. We have a private group Facebook page, and a lot of you do. We made sure that the #1 topic that was being discussed on that Facebook page was the Success Club Team Challenge. And what that did is it kept everybody involved through the whole 60 days. We just kept talking about it. We kept recognizing and acknowledging people who were succeeding. As people were getting their t-shirts, we'd have people posting their pictures up, and we ended up at the end with something like 50 people with t-shirts. As a team, we added over 300 new coaches to our team in those 2 short months, all because we just kept up that participation. We kept Success Club Team Challenge as the #1 priority for our team through the whole drive.
Last 2 quick questions. Let's focus on your legacy teams. Teaming people up 4, 6, 8. Having them support each other, be accountable to each other. Share what you've done since Success Club Team Challenge ended.
Yeah, coming out of the challenge, I thought, okay, well, I have to. I've never had that second step. Like we always have to get started right. The first 30 days, let's get them going, let's get them breaking even, let's get them in the Success Club. And then what? And so it's like, so we just created what we call legacy groups, and what those are, we call legacy. It's like a team challenge group, whatever you want to call it. We just tagged it with our own name, we call it legacy. And I put them in groups of like 6 or 8. Here's the thing, as someone who has a lot of people, I don't have an hour to spend with 50 different people every week, right? Does anybody? No? But I can spend an hour with 8 people once a week, and do that 5 times. So that's 5 hours a week where I get to spend with 40 people, right? And I put them in these groups. And so once a week, 8 people get to spend an hour with me. Now, if you get to spend an hour at lunch with Carl Deichler, right, or with Tracy Morrow, once a week for 8 weeks, do you think you would learn something? Do you think there would be power in that? There is, right? So we've created that with these legacy groups. It really is the duplication of Success Club as just a major part of our organization. Putting people into small groups where they get to be around. And guys, listen, this business, at the end of the day, you have an option. You can build with shallow roots, you can go score a lot of points with people who have no commitment or loyalty to you or the company or your team, or you can build a deep-rooted business. Okay? And all I know is this, the people that are on these calls, right, I'll take a bat in the head for them and they will take one for me, period. It's deep-rooted, right? We believe in each other. We're in it together. The fact that I can give an hour of time to those people has been amazing. And what are they going to do? They're going to duplicate that. They're going to treat their people the same way, with the same amount of respect in the same format, in a small group accountability and training situation.
And Bob, last question, tying everything back to our mission statement, helping people improve their lives, change their lives, reach their goals. If you picked one story that kind of took place over the 60 days with Success Club Team Challenge, that had that experience, what would that be?
Yeah, we had a coach on our team. Her name's Lisa Hansen. She's actually a star diamond coach. She wasn't able to be here. But it's an amazing story. Similar to Fran, as Fran was talking about earlier, I sort of picked out my diamonds in the beginning and said, you're going to lead a team, you're going to lead a team. And Lisa called me right back and she said, look, I don't know if I can do this. I'm a single mom, I got a full-time job, I just don't think I have the time to do this. And I said, Lisa, it's okay, don't worry about it, I'll help you out, you let me know if you need help with your weekly calls, whatever you need, we can do this. Well, Lisa started going and her team spirit ended up in the top 10 nationally. And she has, so here's a person in the beginning who was afraid to do it, didn't think she could do it, didn't think she had the time to do it. But I'll tell you, once she got running, I couldn't even keep up with her. Not that I was going to help her, she was sprinting ahead and going crazy. Had fantastic success with it, and it really helped her to sort of awaken and blossom as a leader. She's just about now to qualify for 2-star diamond, and it has completely transformed her as a leader. So she's just a great example for all of us sitting in the room here. When you have that thought of, oh, that's just too much for me, or I don't think I can do it, I don't think I have the time, you can do it. And if your coaches are telling you that, just encourage them as well. Tell them that you'll take them by the hand. Again, what Craig was talking about earlier. If you offer that help to them, sometimes that's just enough to get them going. All Lisa needed to hear from me was that I'd be there for her, was that I would have her back. That's all she needed to get started, and when she got started, she just tore it up, and like I said, her team ended up in the top 10. The moral of the story is, just do it. Don't be afraid, just do it. And if your coaches come to you and say, look, I can't do this, roll out this Beachbody challenge, you're gonna hear that. Coaches are gonna say, oh, I can't do it, I don't have the time, I'm doing too much already, how am I gonna take on another 5 people? Just help them take that first step, because you'll be amazed at what happens after that.
Okay, thank you. Thanks to each of you for your help and your success and your leadership. One more round of applause to Tommy and Bob.